One of Taiwan's largest civil defense groups has slammed China's decision to sanction its founder, calling the move politically motivated. Puma Academy was responding to sanctions placed on its founder, legislator Puma Shen, and a major donor, Robert Tsao. Tsao is one of Taiwan's richest men. Puma Academy is a group that prepares people for natural disasters and war. The two men are behind an upcoming TV series called Zero Day that depicts a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. Beijing has banned both from entering China for what it calls separatist acts.
China's latest sanctions against U.S. and Taiwanese officials are nothing short of a calculated provocation, a blatant flexing of muscle designed to test the boundaries of international tolerance. In an audacious move, Beijing targeted key figures of Taiwan's defense, further tightening its chokehold on the region while simultaneously stirring the pot of global politics. This isn't just a political game, it's a high-stakes maneuver that reveals China's obsession with crushing any sign of defiance, no matter how small or symbolic. And while the world watches with bated breath, the question looms large: how long will the international community allow Beijing to play this dangerous game? Critics are already slamming the U.S. for its soft stance, with some accusing Washington of tiptoeing around the real issue at hand: China's growing aggression and unchecked authoritarianism. Taiwan, once a beacon of democracy in the region, now finds itself at the heart of a geopolitical storm, with China's looming shadow threatening to engulf it. And where is the U.S. in all of this? Sending mixed signals, offering Taiwan military aid on one hand, while seemingly reluctant to confront China head-on with the other. But let's not sugarcoat it: China's moves are more than just about Taiwan. They're a direct challenge to the West, daring anyone to oppose its ambitions. The world stands at a crossroads, and the choices made in the coming months will determine whether Taiwan remains free or falls under Beijing's iron grip. Stay with us till the end, as this story is only beginning to unravel. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. China's recent sanctions on U.S. and Taiwanese officials have created ripples across the international political landscape, sparking a quiet yet intense wave of criticisms and counter-moves. These sanctions came as China targeted key figures linked to Taiwan's civilian defense infrastructure, including Puma Shen and Robert Tsao, both known for their firm pro-independence stances. The Chinese government's approach is viewed by many as an indirect yet powerful message aimed not only at Taiwan but at its Western allies, particularly the U.S., which has been ramping up support for Taiwan. Robert Tsao, a prominent Taiwanese business magnate and the founder of United Microelectronics Corporation, has been a vocal advocate for Taiwan's autonomy. In 2022, he pledged millions of dollars to support Puma Academy, a civilian defense initiative aimed at preparing Taiwan's citizens for potential conflict scenarios. This academy, led by Puma Shen, has gained significant traction in Taiwan. Shen, a legislator from the Democratic Progressive Party (DPP), has worked closely with Tsao in setting up programs designed to enhance Taiwan's civilian defense and overall self-sufficiency. The academy offers courses that focus on survival techniques, military strategies, and counter-surveillance technologies, all aimed at bolstering Taiwan's capacity to resist any foreign aggression. China's decision to target both Tsao and Shen, accusing them of promoting separatist activities, illustrates the growing tension between the island and the mainland. By sanctioning these two individuals, China has effectively barred them and their families from entering Chinese territories, including Hong Kong and Macau. Additionally, businesses associated with Tsao and Shen have been prohibited from conducting any form of trade or business in China. The move, although anticipated, has drawn criticism from various quarters, with Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council responding swiftly, condemning the sanctions as an attempt to weaken Taiwan's resolve. The council emphasized that Taiwan, recognized by many as the Republic of China (ROC), remains a sovereign entity and will continue to defend its democratic values and territorial integrity against what it perceives as aggressive moves from Beijing. The broader implications of these sanctions cannot be overlooked. The U.S., which has positioned itself as a strong ally of Taiwan, especially in the face of increasing Chinese pressure, has yet to issue a formal response to the sanctions on Shen and Tsao. However, it is widely speculated that the U.S. will view this move as yet another provocation in an already strained relationship between Washington and Beijing. In recent years, the U.S. has fortified its support for Taiwan, not only through diplomatic means but also by facilitating military aid and defense systems to the island. This has not gone unnoticed by China, which sees these actions as direct interference in what it considers its internal affairs. China's sanctions can also be seen as a reflection of its broader strategy in the region by targeting prominent Taiwanese figures and curbing their ability to engage in cross-strait relations. Beijing is signaling that it will not tolerate any efforts aimed at fostering Taiwanese independence. The sanctions may also serve as a deterrent to other Taiwanese officials and businessmen who might be considering aligning themselves with pro-independence movements. Furthermore, the decision to include families in these sanctions is a calculated move by Beijing to exert additional pressure, making it clear that the costs of defying China extend beyond just the individuals involved. Interestingly, while China has opted to sanction Taiwanese figures, it has been somewhat restrained in its direct criticism of the U.S. in previous instances. Beijing has not hesitated to issue sharp rebukes against Washington for its involvement in Taiwan-related matters. This time, however, the tone from Chinese officials has been relatively subdued. Some analysts believe this is a deliberate strategy on China's part, aimed at avoiding a direct escalation with the U.S., especially at a time when both countries are navigating a complex web of economic interdependencies and geopolitical tensions. Nevertheless, this measured approach should not be mistaken for a lack of resolve on China's part. Beijing's ultimate goal remains clear: to reunify Taiwan with the mainland by force if necessary. The recent sanctions are merely a component of a broader, multifaceted strategy to undermine Taiwan's ability to resist reunification efforts by targeting individuals who are actively working to bolster Taiwan's defense capabilities. China is seeking to weaken the island's internal cohesion and diminish its international support. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. For Taiwan, the sanctions represent a significant challenge, but they are unlikely to alter the island's course. Over the past few decades, Taiwan has steadily built up its own identity, distinct from that of mainland China. Its democratic system, vibrant economy, and growing global influence have all contributed to a sense of pride among its citizens. While China continues to assert that Taiwan is an inseparable part of its territory, the reality on the ground tells a different story. Taiwan has become a de facto independent state, with its own government, military, and foreign relations, even if it lacks formal recognition from many countries, including the U.S. From an economic perspective, the sanctions also carry implications for the tech industry. Tsao's former company, United Microelectronics Corporation, is a key player in the semiconductor industry, and Taiwan itself is home to TSMC, the world's largest contract chip maker. The ongoing tech rivalry between the U.S. and China has made Taiwan's semiconductor industry a critical battleground. As China seeks to develop its own chip manufacturing capabilities, it views Taiwan's dominance in this sector as both a challenge and a threat. This makes individuals like Tsao particularly significant, as their expertise and influence extend far beyond Taiwan's borders. The involvement of the U.S. in Taiwan's defense has also brought global attention to the island's strategic importance, as tensions between Washington and Beijing continue to simmer. Taiwan finds itself caught in the middle of a great power rivalry. The U.S., through its military presence in the region and its support for Taiwan's defense initiatives, has made it clear that it will not stand idly by if Taiwan is threatened. This position, however, comes with its own set of risks. While the U.S. has a long-standing policy of strategic ambiguity when it comes to Taiwan, recent developments suggest that Washington is increasingly leaning toward a more proactive stance in support of the island's defense. China, for its part, has been quick to criticize these moves, accusing the U.S. of interfering in its internal affairs. However, Beijing's response has been relatively restrained compared to past instances. This could be due to the broader geopolitical context in which China finds itself, with ongoing trade disputes, technological competition, and efforts to manage its own domestic challenges. China may be seeking to avoid an outright confrontation with the U.S. at this juncture. Nevertheless, the underlying tension remains palpable, and it is clear that Taiwan will continue to be a flashpoint in U.S.-China relations for the foreseeable future. In Taiwan, the sanctions have sparked a sense of defiance among some quarters, particularly those who support the island's independence. Figures like Tsao and Shen are seen as champions of Taiwan's sovereignty, and the sanctions are unlikely to diminish their influence. If anything, the move by Beijing could bolster their standing domestically, as it reinforces the narrative that Taiwan must be prepared to defend itself against external aggression. Taiwan's government, led by President Tsai Ing-wen, has made it clear that it will not bow to Chinese pressure, and the island will continue to pursue its own path. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The international community has also taken note of the developments. While many countries are wary of taking sides in the U.S.-China-Taiwan triangle, there is a growing recognition of Taiwan's strategic importance. both in terms of global trade and regional security. Taiwan's role in the semiconductor supply chain, for instance, has made it a crucial player in the global economy, and any disruption to this industry would have far-reaching consequences. This is particularly relevant as the U.S. and its allies seek to reduce their reliance on Chinese technology and strengthen their own supply chains. In Europe, the EU has been relatively cautious in its approach to the Taiwan issue, but there are signs of a shift. As relations between Europe and China become increasingly strained, particularly over issues such as human rights and trade practices, Taiwan's position may become more prominent in European foreign policy. Already, some EU member states have begun to deepen their unofficial ties with Taiwan. Despite Beijing's protests, while it is unlikely that the EU will formally recognize Taiwan as a sovereign state anytime soon, the island's growing economic and technological importance means that it will remain a key point of interest for European policymakers. China's sanctions on Shen and other Taiwanese figures are just one part of a broader strategy aimed at curbing Taiwan's independence movement. By targeting key individuals and seeking to isolate Taiwan diplomatically, China hopes to weaken the island's resolve, however. This approach may have unintended consequences. Instead of undermining Taiwan's pro-independence sentiment, these actions could reinforce it, as more Taiwanese citizens rally around the idea of defending their island's sovereignty for the U.S. The situation presents both challenges and opportunities. On the one hand, Washington must navigate the delicate balance between supporting Taiwan and avoiding a full-blown confrontation with China. On the other hand, the U.S. has a vested interest in ensuring that Taiwan remains secure, particularly given its strategic position in the Indo-Pacific and its critical role in the global technology supply chain. U.S. policymakers are well aware that any escalation in the Taiwan Strait could have severe implications, not just for regional security but for the global economy as well. With the backdrop of U.S.-China competition, Taiwan's role in the broader geopolitical landscape cannot be overstated. The island has become a symbol of the struggle between democratic governance and authoritarianism, a focal point in the rivalry between the world's two largest economies, while China continues to assert its claim over Taiwan. The island's people have made it clear that they are not willing to accept reunification on Beijing's terms. This dynamic sets the stage for a prolonged period of tension and uncertainty. With no easy solutions in sight, the future of Taiwan remains one of the most pressing issues in international politics today, as the island navigates the challenges posed by Chinese pressure, U.S. support, and global economic shifts. Its leaders and people will have to make critical decisions about their future. Will Taiwan continue to assert its independence and build stronger ties with the international community? Or will it eventually be forced to come to terms with China's demands for reunification? At the heart of this debate is the question of identity. For many Taiwanese, the island's history, culture, and democratic values set it apart from mainland China. This sense of distinctiveness has grown stronger over the years as Taiwan has developed into a prosperous and vibrant society, yet the shadow of China looms large, and the possibility of conflict remains ever present. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.